Did my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? And why not every man? Deliver Daniel from the lion's den, Jonah from the belly of the whale, the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace, and why not every man? My Lord, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel. Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? I set my foot on the gospel ship. The ship began to sail. Landed me on Canaan shore, never coming back no more. Did my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? Did my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? Set my foot on the gospel ship. Ship began to sail. Landed me on Canaan shore. Never going back no more. Did my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel? Then what?
When a man stands guard for me, he's to do just that, on his feet.
Sorry, Calhoun, I guess the singing just got to me.
Aye, we'll dinna let it happen again. The first thing you've got to learn about slaves is never to trust to anything. Not chains, not walls, not even your rifle. A man born to freedom will split the heavens open before he learns to do without it. You cannot take a chance. Once you've looked at things, you've got to look again. You've got to keep your eyes open all the time. He's too valuable for that. After him, man. I've got to have him back. I've got to have him back. I've got to.
Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the rippin'est, roaring'est, fightin'est man the frontier ever knew. What a boon, what a doer, what a dream come true. What a boon, what a doer, what a dream come true was he.
I'd like one last bowl of stew at the King George Inn. That King George's daughter made about the best stew I ever did drink. Eat.
Well, both the lady and the stew will keep, Yad. I'm not sure about Boonesboro if we don't deliver these supplies.
Mr. Boone. Mr. Boone. You be Daniel Boone?
Right.
West over the Cumberland? Read this, please. It says there's a reward posted for the return of a runaway slave named Pompey. Still got an iron about his leg and a part of the chain dangling.
I can read and I can't help you, friend.
Oh, now, wait a bit. Could be the man is headed west. He cannot move fast with that chain about his leg.
Not interested.
I've got to have that slave back, Mr. Boone. I'm responsible, you see. I was in charge of him when he broke, and if I didn't get him back...
Now, look, Mr.
Calhoun. Caleb Calhoun. It'll be worth your while if you only...
Nothing's worth my while right now except to get these supplies to Boonesboro. Clear?
Aye. Clear enough.
He never did say how much the reward was for.
Let's get those blacksmith tools loaded and we'll be on our way. This thing's lighter than it was. Looks like somebody's made off with half of Cincinnatus's tools.
Now, who'd steal a bunch of blacksmith tools when for the same amount of trouble he could have got himself a good rifle and plenty of shot and powder? That don't make any sense, Daniel.
Makes a lot of sense if you happen to be wearing leg irons and dragging a chain. Runaway slave. Name of Pompey.
Still warm?
If the tracks were any hotter, they'd be sending up smoke signals. Look at that. Clear as a boardwalk. Up to here. And they disappear. You gotta know we're trailing him.
All the same, he don't have no wing.
Man wants freedom bad enough, might sprout him. I'll show you what he did. Came up to here, picked up that chain so it wouldn't drag, swung up into that tree. It's going to take some sniffing around to find out where he came down. What is it? There. You hear that?
Yeah, it's only a crow.
Not the crow. Something else. Pompey, you're just going to cut your leg off. I got to hand it to you, though. Leg irons and all, you set a mean pace. You don't leave much sign behind either. You could try that, Pompey, but it wouldn't work. Never did see a sledge that could beat a rifle. Funny thing about tools, you use them right and they never let you down. Use them for something else. Look, I'm not trying to capture you. What you're running away from, that's your business. All I wanted those tools back that you stole from me. Now, if you're ready to set peaceable like, I'll show you the right way to get that iron off your leg. And when I get them off, you can go where you want. Sit.
Nice day.
Never mind him. He's a friend of mine. Go ahead and sit. Never did like to see a man in chains. Hey, yeah, give me a hand. Hold this right here. It takes a full swing to cut cold metal. Steady now. Crack it. A couple more and we'll be able to get her out. I'll be able to get your leg out.
Well, you won't be needing these anymore.
I'm free. As far as I'm concerned. Only I don't know how you expect to keep alive with no gun, no knife.
I have these. And I can move without sound.
Well, if you're going to wring a deer's neck, you got to catch him first. Maybe you better pack along with us. You can always use an extra hand. You can work out an outfit on my place if you're a mind to.
I will be paid.
Yeah. Gun, powder for 20 rounds, a knife, suit of buckskins.
Mean lot of lifting. Loading these critters up in the morning, unloading them, bedding them down at night. Gets mighty exhausting.
Without chains, I can lift anything.
Nobody move. Drop it. You, Pompey, here to me. Wondering back in Salem, Mr. Boone, why you were so tight-lipped about helping me catch this man. You had him already, that's why. Stealing yourself a husky servant.
Matter of fact, you volunteered. You'll lower that fowling piece, we'll talk this over reasonable.
I'm being reasonable. Taking back only Lord Durden's property, when I ought to be taking you back, too, for slave stealing. You, Pompey, get started. And stay in front of me where I can keep an eye on you.
I'm not going back. Not alive. I'm no man's property.
That ain't what the law says, and it ain't what your ownership papers say. You ran away a slave, and you're going back a slave. Healthy or otherwise. It's up to you. Move. taken for an honest man, Boone. Now you've committed a crime. Pompey belongs to Lord Dillon, and I've got the papers to prove it.
I come on Pompey in the wilderness. No law says I got to do anything about it.
But there is a law saying you cannot stop me from doing something. You'll see, Boone. Master hears of this, you'll be fighting the whole Carolina militia.
Did you say master?
I was talking about Lord Dillon.
I see. He's your master, too.
Aye, he's my master. I'll be bound to him for 3 years. But I ain't ashamed of it. I sold myself to get to this country. And now that my term's near up, I dinna aim serving any longer for a slave I lost. 500 crowns that man cost. Do you ken how long it takes to work out 500 crowns? It takes years. And I've got a good wife waiting to join me comes time I can send for her. Pompey has to come back.
What you're saying is in order to go free, Pompey has to go back into slavery.
That's no mind to me.
Yeah, give him back his rifle. They're after the horses, guys. Get them out of here. Follow me. Mr. Boone. Mr. Boone. Kamoga. All finished?
I'm finished.
Won't you leave that chain here? Don't think you'll be needing it anymore. Give me a hand with Calhoun.
Good man, let's put the shot.
You better rest here a few days until you're up to walking. Pompey can look after you. I'll give you a chance to find out what happened to Yadkin.
Eat this. You lost a lot of blood.
You're leaving me alone? With him?
Got food and water. Besides, I can move faster alone.
You mean you're thinking of starting right off?
I'll have a bite first. I'll travel as soon as the moon is down.
Well, that's one way of solving your problems.
What do you mean by that?
Leaving me with Pompey when I cannot defend myself?
If I wanted to kill you, you'd be dead.
You tried often enough. The day before you ran off, you missed me with a rock as big as my head.
You used the whip.
You would not work. I had to get the tobacco in. It was master's orders, and you would not work.
Your master, not mine.
All the same, if I leave, I'm taking you in. Until I'm free of my bond, I cannot work for myself. I've got a wife across the sea waiting to join me. I've got no choice. Can you not see that? I've got no choice.
You had a choice and sold a piece of your life. I didn't sell mine. There's no one waiting for me across the sea. I'm long gone and forgotten. But I remember. I remember the green hills, gazelles by the thousands running over them like a wave. I remember the cold chill of night, lion roar in the darkness. My name weren't Pompey then. It was a name seldom spoke, because a man's name was his soul. And my people never tampered with a man's soul. They brought me here, and I left my name behind.
There ought to be one good answer for both of you. As long as there isn't, Pompey better come along with me. Looks like we may not have to go anywhere.
By dogies, I thought you were all dead.
Jed, where have you been?
Running shore builds an appetite, Daniel.
Where are the supplies?
You know, I've been smelling this meat for a mile.
Where's the pack train?
Well, the Shawnees were after the train. I headed for the first canebrake I could find. Couldn't make those stupid critters understand that they had to crawl around on their bellies.
Jed.
Last time I saw that train, the Shawnees had it, and they were headed west.
Well, I guess all we can do is go to Boonesboro and tell them we lost it. We're packing you along, Calhoun. You too, Pompey.
A rifle, a knife, and a suit of buckskin.
Don't learn to eat proper. Israel, Boss says stop getting that there and come and eat your own supper before it gets cold. Come on,
That goose is going to drive me right out of my mind. He hasn't stopped honking since... Get that bear out of my house.
But the only way to make Hannibal stop and quacking is to get Hercules out sometime.
Well, then take Hercules out and bring Hannibal in.
Besides, Hannibal was here first and shouldn't be locked out of his own home. But Hercules is a guest.
Just sit down and eat. You know, your father's going to be home any day now, and what's he going to say about bringing up a bear? Bears weren't meant for houses.
He's just a baby.
Israel? Now what?
That's Boone Goose. Don't know why they didn't use it for better now.
Children. Where's Dan?
Oh, he's all right. Healthy enough, that is.
Where is he? Why isn't he here?
He's about the settlement. He asked me to tell you so you wouldn't worry.
What's holding him out?
Becky, all this fool now, aren't I going to be invited?
Yes, where's Dan?
You know, you ought to get rid of that bear cub. Very dangerous.
Yes, and where's Dan?
Well, he'll be right along, I told you.
Yes, and where's Dan?
You know, I don't reckon they're really going to put Daniel in the prison.
Prison?
Prison.
Well, if you think for 1 minute I'm going to stand by and let anyone, for any reason, try to take my man away to prison, well, then you've got yourself a brand new thing coming. Well, the very idea, after all you've done for them, chasing Indians, fighting, roaming around the country, so, oh, I got a good mind to get a good
You've got a good mind to sit here nice and quiet and listen while I finish what I have to say. Understand?
Yes, Daniel.
Like I was saying, there's not much more to it. Shawnees caught us flat-footed while we were arguing and stole everything.
And them shells hold all the store goods between here and Salem. So you better hold your powder. Tell your women folk to cut out the frills. I was aiming to cure a lot of sick rifles with them smithy tools.
And you would. Only Boone used them for something else. None of it would have happened if Boone here had minded his own business and let me mind mine. I was there to claim a runaway slave, and Boone stopped me from still claiming it. Right here, I have a copy of the certificate showing that Pompey there belongs to Lord Durland. And here's an order signed by the colonial governor saying that any man who finds him is obliged to turn him in. And here's a copy of the law. Anyone who helps a runaway slave is guilty of a crime. Now, you look him over, you know I'm telling the truth.
Daniel, you seen these before?
Wouldn't have made any difference anyhow.
That will make a difference if the Carolina militia comes in here to enforce Lord Durland's rights. They'll take you away and back to prison.
Oh, now you just hold on a minute, mister. I won't stand by and let Diamond be carted off to prison. Do you understand?
Then all you have to do is see that that man there is still here when I'm fit to travel, and that no man stops me from taking him back. You do that, and Boone is safe.
Thanks, Calhoun. Only I reckon I don't need your protection. If there's any trouble with the law, it's my trouble, not yours. And I'm making certain right now that it's my trouble. Pompey, mind what I say. There's a rifle and horn hanging by the door. Take 'em and go.
Wait, now, Daniel, you ain't acting sensible.
I'm doing the only thing a man can do. Pompey, you hear me? Leave right now and keep going.
Did not have to come to this, Boone. But that makes the second time you've turned your hand against me. Now it's personal, you and me.
Better get started.
I reckon not. Mr. Boone, you struck off the irons from around my leg. I call it poor return to put a rope around your neck. I'll go back with you, Calhoun, as soon as you're up to traveling.
Pompey, you know what you're doing?
Oh, yes. I know.
Reckon we can go home now.
Dan, the problem may not have been solved to your liking, but at least there won't be any trouble.
The wrong solution to a problem is no solution at all.
But to some problems, there's no solution. Like how to live with the empty days and nights when you're away.
Becky, there's something wrong at the house. Israel, you all right?
Huh? That you? Keep cover! Indian! Indian! An Indian, Pa! We saw him!
How long
Right
ago?
after sundown. Most an hour ago. Just a dark shadow as he skidded for the trees. Well, we heard him plain enough, Pa. He was pounding and scratching at the door.
Well, we'll just hope he won't come back again. Let's have ourselves a nice quiet evening, huh?
Hungry?
Mm-hmm. That stew I smell?
Mm-hmm.
Pa, don't! Pa!
Bear?
Can I keep him, Pa? Please? I found him lost in the woods. Ma said I had to ask you. Please, Pa?
He's a cute little fella.
Now, there ain't no use trying to solve the problem till you see what the problem is. And the reason you can't see what the problem is because it's too obfuscated for anybody to see. Consequently, there just ain't no way of solving it.
Hey.
See?
Nothing obfuscus at all. I'll prove it to you. Pompey here wants his freedom. Ain't that the simplest thing in the world to understand?
And what in tarnation is he standing there for?
'Cause he wants Daniel to have his freedom, too.
Why can't they both have their freedom?
'Cause he wants his freedom. And he can't have his freedom unless Pompey goes back to being a slave. Don't you see that?
No, because Pompey already said he'd do that, didn't he?
Certain.
Calhoun here got what he want, ain't he?
Agreed.
Well, if he's got what he want, then what's he sitting there so dad-burned glum for?
Sometimes, man, when he gets what he wants, it ain't really what he wants after all. Ain't that right?
Right or wrong, it does not matter. It's way too late for it to matter.
It matters. Late or not, it matters. Freedom's something more than walking the land without anybody stopping you. It's a thing you carry around in your soul, like a conscience, a clean conscience. A man can imprison himself with a mean act just as certain as he can with bars of iron. The only difference is he can sometimes escape chains and stone walls. But when he carries a prison around inside himself, he can't ever get away. That's why Mr. Boone did what he did. That's why it matters.
And that's why you're standing here with the door wide open.
You can talk all you want. I have to take Pompey back. I told you before, I have no choice.
It seems to me when everybody wants the same thing, there ought to be some way of getting it for everybody. Well, Pompey's your prisoner. What are you going to do with him?
I suppose that he should be locked up.
Locked up? Where? Well, no jails. Anybody could bust out of here. He could climb over the stockade in 20 places.
I said I wasn't running away anymore. Mr. Boone said he could use some help on his farm. That's where I'll be.
Well, just follow the river trail. You'll know when you're there when you hear a goose honking. And if that goose is loose, be careful.
What is it? I don't know. What is it, Pa?
Stay put.
Lock the door and don't open it until I tell you. Fine dandy.
What happened? Did Ticklicker misfire?
No, son, Ticklicker did not misfire. I just didn't have a heart to shoot that poor cub's mother. Now, you listen to me. There are some things that don't do well in captivity. A man is one, and a bear is another. And that cub is little now, but he's going to grow up and get bigger and bigger, and one day he's going to knock this cabin down if you don't let him go. So you go get Hercules, and I'll let him out while his mother's still out there to take charge of him. You understand?
I just did what you told me.
It's all right. I always come in the window.
Jemima, it's time for bed.
It's a good thing you're doing. I'll see that you get another pet. You go to bed. doing here?
I was just getting out of the way of the biggest, blackest, hairiest goose I ever saw in my whole life. Bows the Indians use are good for bird and deer, but they never be able to drive an arrow through the hide of a rhinoceros. Well, let me see if you can bend it.
Can you bend this?
Oh, I don't know. Let's try. Let's try that tree yonder. You want to try it again? Now you have to pull. There's more muscle. See?
It's easy when you know how.
Sure.
Let's go cut some more arrows.
All right.
Pompey? My goodness, I've never seen the like. You know, you've already chopped enough wood to last Boonesboro most of the winter.
Comes natural, Miss Boone. I like the feel of a good axe. Same way you must like churning. Only thing is, you stop too long before it's done, and it might spoil.
It's the story of my life, Pompey. I'm like a wheel that just keeps rolling.
Sure is a fine-looking rifle.
It should be. That is my birthday present for my husband. Said it was more important to be safe than be wearing a new dress. Told me to keep it handy. Just think, we haven't seen an Indian wearing paint for more than 3 or 4 months.
Still, you never know. I think it's a mighty good idea myself.
Man, I'll swear you're all just alike.
Oh, sure, I'm sorry, Miss Boone. I guess I touched the wrong part. I never did understand very much about rifles. Just the same, maybe it's a good idea if you keep it close. Never can tell when an Indian might come walking by.
Indians. Still rather have a new dress.
And then when you see the man that makes your heart feel like thunder and lightning, dish him up this. Just like I made it. And he'll never look at another female as long as he lives.
Are you sure?
Witch doctors are always sure.
So are goblins and fairies, and those funny little men with rainbows in their pockets.
It ain't always how things are done, Miss Jemima. It's the believing that counts. Believe hard enough, long enough, and your dreams will come true. Don't take no magic to know that.
Mr. Pompey, do you really have to leave?
Yes. Very soon.
See, you've been getting around right spry the last few days.
Aye, what of it?
Sad to think you might be leaving us.
The time has come for me to leave with him. But before I do, there's something to settle twixt you and me, something personal.
There's nothing to settle, Calhoun. It's done.
You set your hand against me twice. You shame me with people looking on. I cannot live with that, not unless I have satisfaction.
Well, now look, Calhoun. Pompey!
I don't need no man to take my part, Mr. Boone. If there has to be a fight.
You heard him. This is between Calhoun and me. I guess it's his right. How do you want it?
As is. Now. Right now.
I knew it. I knew Daniel. You couldn't trust him. Give it to him. Go. Let him have it. Let him want to go. That's it. Watch. Watch him. He's smiling. That's easy. Stop. Let him have it. Go. Watch him, Daniel. That's it. Let him have it. Come on. Get ready. Oh, watch out! Watch his right, Daniel. Push him over. That's it. Come on, Look out, down. He's a mean one. He's coming at you. Duck down.
Oh, no. I'll fight you fair.
Give it. That's it. There.
I've got only one punch left. Let me use it. What do you mean? Go down and stay down. You must. Please.
I don't care whether Boone gets up or not. I'm calling this off. Now, it was a fair fight, so you take Pompey and go.
I'm leaving. As soon as I get cleaned up. But Pompey stays.
Did I hear you say...
Aye, you heard me. And this too. Comes trouble with the law. That's my trouble. Not yours, not his. I made certain sure of that by knocking Boone out. It isn't him that's letting Pompey go. I am. It's my right. I won it.
The words plumb shocked the strength right back in me, Calhoun.
Shawnee!
Grab your rifles and get up on those walls.
I first saw him down at Dry Lick, like to scare my bitches right back to sail.
Don't fire unless you have to.
On the wall! Hold your fire!
Look. The big one, remember? He wants his revenge. Mr. Boone. This is my turn to fight.
You wear paint and carry arms, yet you want to talk. What is it you want?
He stands at your side. Wakamoga.
Wakamoga?
Him.
You see? And take me if you can. Bring your bravest warriors and give us equal weapons, and we shall see.
Fight him and you fight us.
Fight? Wakamoga? We come to buy him.
Buy?
It is your way. The way of the white man. Alipi, Vesco. We give back what we stole for what we want. It is the way of the white man.
Forget the way of the white man. What is the way of the Shawnee?
The Shawnee would make him brother. Wakamoga, he who holds lightning. From so mighty a warrior, we could learn much.
I have a name. Once more, I have a name. This is my freedom. Mr. Boone, accept the pack train. My freedom and on my own terms. It's the only way. For me and for you.
Yeah, take him in. If there's anything you ever need.
I have a name. I have freedom. I have a friend. I need nothing else.
80 prime skins ought to be enough to pay your wife's passage.
I didn't deserve it. It's more than any man deserves.
Well, let's just say it's Boonesboro's way of inviting you to settle in Kentucky.
Aye. We're already here.
Don't worry about the Shawnees. As long as Pompey's with them, you don't have a thing to worry about.
Not Pompey, Mr. Boone. He's got a name of his own now. Wakamoga.
Aye, Wakamoga.
Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the rippingest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. What a boom, what a doer, what a dream come true. What a boom, what a doer, what a dream come true.